welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland and another crafty video. Today I'm going to be using these coaster moulds which were kindly gifted to me by Beebeecraft as part of their YouTube programme. If you missed the unboxing video of it, I will link it in the description for you. But you basically, in this kit, you got a pack of 5 round ones and a pack of 5 square ones, which is fab. So I'm not going to make a full set today, but I thought I would make one of each just to see what they turn out like. And I'm not going to be doing anything complicated today, so it is going to be a beginner friendly project. So basically what I'm going to be doing it in 2 separate pours. The first layer I'm going to put down and let it cure, and then I'm going to come back and I am going to put some DTF stickers on it and then top it with a clear layer. So the stickers that I'm going to be using are this one that says Cocker Spaniel and wine make everything fine, and I'm going to put that in the round one because the Cocker Spaniel bit is rounded, so I thought that would be nice in there. And of course it would make a nice wine coaster because it mentions wine. And in this one I'm going to put easily distracted by chihuahuas and coffee, and this one can be a coffee coaster. So that is the plan. As you can possibly hear in the background, I have got my resin in my debubbler at the moment. I am using the J Diction 4-hour demold resin, and I did measure the moulds with water, and I reckon they take about 50 mils each, but I am going to be, like I said, doing it in 2 pours, so I only really want about 25 mils in each just now, or 30 mils, something like that. So I have made up about 60 mils of resin. While I'm waiting, just let me tell you a little bit about Beebeecraft in case you don't know. Beebeecraft are an online crafting store which is fantastic for pretty much any type of crafter, as well as resin equipment. You've got diamond painting, jewellery making equipment, journaling, you've got a bit of everything in there. It's a fantastic website, brilliant prices, and the YouTube programme is available to anyone who has got 100 subscribers or more on YouTube. All you need to do is follow the link that will be in the description of this video that says you can join the YouTube programme, and click that, fill in the details, and if you're eligible they will get back to you. And I will of course put the link to the Beebeecraft website in the description, as well as the link to these coasters, and don't forget there will be my discount code in there as well, so please feel free to use the links and use the discount code as well. Save yourself some pennies, why not? Right, I'm going to head off now and I will be back once my resin is finished degassing. Right, my resin should be nice and bubble free now, so I'm ready to colour it. And what I'm going to do, I'm keeping it simple. I'm going to use some white mica powder, and I'm going to add in some of this pinky powder. I think it's a bit like an interference powder, so it's not overly pink, but you should just get the shimmer of it, and I thought that colour would be nice with both of the stickers, so that's what we're going to go with. So I'll add some white mica first. Oh, I've got some on the little lid there, let's just pop that in. Just going to use, I don't need too much because, like I said, I've only got about 60 mils, and you can always add more, but you can't take away. Right, oops, and I'm spilling it everywhere, of course I am. Let me give this a mix. Obviously you want to stir slowly when you've just degassed it. You don't want to add loads and loads more bubbles in. You will add some, but hopefully not too many. I want to make sure this is completely mixed in before I add the other powder. That should be nicely mixed now. I've made sure I have scraped the sides and the bottom. You don't want any clumps of mica powder being left in your project. It's not overly nice. And I'm just going to take peachier than I thought actually. I'll just add this amount and see how that goes. And again, I'm just going to gently mix it in. I don't want it to be too pink, but I definitely want it to have a hint of colour. I don't just want it white. So I'll give this a mix and then come back to you. Right, that should be nicely mixed. Now what I want to do is make sure my moulds are nice and clean, because I did manage to get some mica powder in there, and with having dogs and the cat and all the rest of it, I get hairs everywhere, so I just want to make sure it's nice and clean. And to do that, I'm just going to take some masking tape and go over it. Right, that should be fine. So I'm simply going to pour some of this. What I will do actually is I'm going to take my isopropyl alcohol, just give it a little squish. It helps to stop any bubbles settling in the bottom of your mould, especially at the edges. So I'm just going to gently pour this. Like I said, I don't want to fill them right the way up because I've got another layer that I want to do. Resin is self-leveling, so just popping them out in and then let it settle. I'll do the same at this side. I think my surface is a bit unlevel because I've got about 3 different silicone mats going on here. Right, let me just give that a chance to settle, see how it goes. We need another retouch in here. I find it difficult not to fill a mould right up. I'm so used to doing it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a little dotty tool and go around the edges so that if there are any little bubbles there, they will come to the top hopefully, and I'll be able to pop them. It's especially important like on the square one where the corners are, because that's where bubbles like to hide. Right, I will leave that to settle to get some bubbles up, and in the meantime I've got a little bit left, so I've got a little pocket hug here that is almost finished, so I'll just top that up and we can unmould that at the same time as our coasters, just as a little extra, why not? There we go. I always have a little spare mould to hand because I would much rather make up too much resin than not enough, because there's nothing worse than almost having enough but not quite. Right, there was a little bubble there, I have just popped it. I think this is a bit uneven. Let me just turn this round a bit. I think I might put a little stick under that. If you do find your surface is a bit uneven, you can just take something and pop it under your mould, and that will hopefully help to even it up. I will keep an eye on that to make sure it's not the mould, it's definitely my surface. I've maybe not put enough in it either, but I've already used it all up now, so we're just going to go with it. Right, and what I'm going to do, you can use a flame, you can use like a long neck lighter to burst any bubbles, but I like to just use alcohol, unless it's a very, like a handcrafted mould that recommends not to use alcohol in. I would always use alcohol. Right, so I'm going to let these cure, and I will come back to you once this first layer is ready to go. Okay, so these have all cured and we are ready to put our stickers on. Our little pocket hugs will unmould at the same time as the coaster, so we'll put them to the side just now, and we're ready to put our stickers on. So the first thing that I want to do is just cut round them so that we've got a better idea of the size. And these are UV DTF stickers, so they're in 3 layers, which I'll show you in a second, but it means that you're basically pulling a layer off of your resin, so I like there to be as little as possible on there, just so that you're not causing any damage. You do need to be careful though, because you can see the outline of the bit that stays on your piece, so you don't want to cut into that. The layers that you've got is the white layer at the back, which comes off first. Then you've got the actual sticker layer, which is you're going to put on your piece, and then there's a top layer that you peel off and it leaves the sticker there. So the first thing we need to do is take the white backing off. Just take something sharp and pointy. There we go. And I usually just take it sort of half off at first, so that I find it easier to put it where I want it. That way you don't need to actually, it won't stick until you're ready. It's hard at this angle, but I think that should do, so pop that down there and then just take the backing off and slowly burnish your sticker onto your piece like that. Oh, that's going to be very pretty. You can sort of see the pink, but it's not too pink. There we go, and then we've got one layer left to come off, and you want to do this very slowly and gently so that you don't pull up any of the sticker with it. This is actually the first time I've put these on resin. I usually put them on tumblers. There we go. There. So that's our first sticker on. I don't know if I mentioned I have got more resin in the debubbler at the moment. I made up another 60 mils. If you've got good nails, you could just use your nails for this bit, but I've not. And do the same again. Now give it a good rub to make sure that all of the sticker that you want left on there is definitely stuck to your resin. So that is both of our coasters now ready for the final layer. So I will come back to you once my resin is out of the debubbler and we're ready to go. That was perfect timing actually. Just as I stopped the camera, it beeped to say it was ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add some of this May Spring Dazzling Diamond to my resin, and this is, it just gives it a sparkle. Look at that sparkle. You don't need too much, but I think that it's going to give it just a little bit of something extra. What have I got in here? Oh, look, it comes with a spoon. I didn't even realise that. That might be too much now, Fiona. Right, I'll put my gloves back on and give this a stir. Again, now that it's been degassed, I don't want to introduce too many bubbles. Oh, that's way too much sparkle. This might be a disaster. But we need to go with it now. Oh, we might not see the sticker for the sparkle. And there was me saying, you just need a wee bit. Whoops. Never mind. Right. Let's just go for it, shall we? So again, I might actually give it a quick scoosh with some alcohol just to be on the safe side. Oh, I shouldn't have done that actually. Okay, so ignore what I just did, because alcohol can actually break down your UV-DTF sticker, so you need to be careful with that. Oh God, we're not even going to see the sticker now. Fiona, what a numpty. What a numpty. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put all this back into here. And I'm going to use this resin for something else. Then I will make up more resin and come back to you, because we're not going to see the stickers if we do that. Now, I will let this, the small amount that's left on there, I'll let it self-level. So if you do something like this, don't be scared to take the resin off to salvage your project, because there's no point, if you know it's going to be wasted, there's no point in just keeping it as it is. There we go. So what is left on there will self-level, hopefully, and we shouldn't even know that we did that. It has got a nice sparkle like that, and I'm just going to find another mould to use this resin in. I will come back to you when I've got more resin made up. Right, let's try that again, shall we? So I have used the same cup. There is still some sparkle in there, so I'm not going to add any more of that. But, hold on, I've got a hair. What I am going to do is, I've got this peachy sparkle that I've never used before, and I thought that might be quite nice to go with the colours that we've got in our coaster. So I'm going to add just a touch. I don't know how it'll turn out. And it has got a little dispenser bit on it, like glitter. So just a little bit, because like I said, I've never used it before. Well, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll go with that, I think. It is very sparkly. Hopefully not too sparkly this time. There's that hair. Right, let's just go for it. So I wanted to keep that in so that you can see what happens. Everybody makes mistakes, and it can give you an idea of how to fix them. So I'm going to pour that in there just now. I do want to try and dome them a bit, which basically means fill them until you can't fill them anymore, because they're going to be coming out the way that they are, if you know what I mean. Like usually when you fill a mould, this would be the bottom, but in this case this is going to be the top, so I might not actually have enough. I wanted to dome it so that we didn't have any rough edges on the top, but we'll see. We might have enough. We might. I think I'm liking that little peach sparkle. I'm glad I added that in. I think that one's going to be nicely domed. The only thing is, once you've domed it, I wouldn't spray alcohol on it, because that can then break the surface tension, which can make it spill over. I have been there and done that so many times. I'll try to remember not to this time. Get every last drop. Again, because this is uneven, it might not be perfect. I might get my stick out again. Again, this is a bit uneven, so I'm going to get my stick out again. Oh no, we're spilling it this side. I will keep a wee eye on that. And if you do get bubbles and you're not wanting to use alcohol, you can use a flame, like a long neck lighter, and that pops the bubbles nicely. So I will babysit this, pop any bubbles, and I will come back to you once these are cured. Good morning, these are all cured and it's time to unmould. We've not got much to reveal really because it's top side up, but we need to do it anyway and finish them off. Let's start by unmoulding our extras. This pocket hug was already started, that's quite cute. Take off the overpour. I can sort that. So this is about 4 different layers, I think. We've got the pink, the grey, the blue, and then that final layer that we put on. He's very cute. I'll do something with him. And this one was all the one colour because I had quite a lot left over. Look. You can't really see the pink. I could have been doing with putting a bit more of the pink in, I think. But I didn't want to put too much in. But you can tell it's not white. So that's quite cute. I will do something with them and show you photos at the end. Right, let's get on with these. Let's start with a round one. I didn't have enough to dome it, so I am going to have to very gently deburr it, I think. I might get away with it, might be okay. So that is what it looks like. It looks like that on the other side, and it looks like that. So certain ways you look at it, you can just see the sparkle. I can really see the peach sparkle actually, but if you look at it straight on, you can see it is a very cute coaster. And if you look at the edge there, you can see the two separate layers, so I am going to do something with that. You can see where it's been uneven, there's not been a lot of the peach, but it's evened up with the top layer, so that's fine. Let's have a look at this one. This one's the same. I thought I had domed this one actually, but it's not quite. Just a tiny bit there, again because my desk is uneven. And again, you can see the layers. Some people like that. I don't mind it. But I'm going to show you a way to hide it. So let's move them out the way. I don't really like using a deburring tool as soon as I've unmolded it because it's quite soft and you can kind of gouge bits out. But just to let you see how you would do it, you basically just take your tool like that and very gently scrape it along, and it takes off any excess. You just leave it on the top, you don't gouge it in or anything, just leave it sitting on the top and pull it towards you. These could probably be done with another layer on top to dome them, but it's fine just now. It's just to give you an idea on how to make them in the first place. Show you. The same again on this one. If you don't have a deburring tool, you can use a blade, but be very, very careful. Like if you've got a cutting blade, a craft knife, that sort of thing, you can use it. The other thing you can do is you can take a nail file and just very gently go around the edges like that. And that will take off any rough areas. Right, now what I'm going to do is just try to hide the edges. I would normally go over it with silver or gold, but I'm thinking because it has got the peachy pink in it, I might try using a pink and see, and if it doesn't work I can wipe it off and use a silver or gold. So basically just take your marker. These ones are double-ended, so they've got a brush side and a small side. So I'm just going to take the brush side and gently cover them like that. And it gives it a nice finish. Gives it a nice finish from the top. Sorry, my dog's destroying everything in here. From the top and from the side. I can't see the layers anymore either. So I will give it another, I'll let it dry. I've got dog hair everywhere now. It needs another coat there, so I'll let it dry and then give it another coat. And then I will just do the same with this. Like I said, you can use any colour. I would normally use silver or gold, but I just thought it would be quite nice to try using a colour, just to give it that bit of an accent. Try to bring out the colours in the sticker and the resin. Like that. So there we go. I've just got fingerprints in it now because it wasn't dry. And there we go. So what I'll do is I'll let that dry and I will go over it again and I will finish off my little pocket hugs and I will put photos up for you. So I hope this has helped you. I know it's a nice simple project, but I did make a mistake, so it shows you how you can fix any mistakes that you make, and it shows you just how easily you can make a coaster set. Like I said, there's 5 round and 5 square in that set from Beebeecraft, so you can make 5 at a time if you want, and that way you've got the same coloured resin in all of them, and you can use similar stickers, different stickers. You don't need to use stickers, you can do anything you want. That's the beauty of coasters. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks again to Beebeecraft for gifting this to me. Remember, all of the links for Beebeecraft, the coasters, my discount code, the Beebeecraft YouTube program, they're all in the description of this video, so please feel free to go and check them out. If you have enjoyed this, please do hit the thumbs up button. Talk to me in the comments below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to stay for the photos, and I'll see you in our next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.